Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará yìí. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Gbogbo ṣe ń lọ ní Maiyegun dá wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀tẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o.
You are welcome back. If you have been with us during the brunch time, but if this is your first time of joining us today, welcome to the temple. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. From wherever you are joining us, it is Maiyegun Live. It is Humpty Dumpty Day, where everything seems to be collapsing, and metaphorically, Koolu fell. That is not even the news. Tell everybody.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube,
So, Thiefnubu is not a Superman. That is what the presidency of Nigeria put up as defense. It tripped. Anyone can trip and fall. Not everyone is a president. The Nigeria EFCC, well, they have come out now to say, all of you criticizing the public officials online, you are criminals. Those are the people who captured Nigeria. But let us get down to it. There is a part of Koolu's broadcast this morning that I'm going to share with you that resonates with this message this evening. Share this broadcast. Thank you. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us from today. It is Maiyegun Live. I know a lot of you have been following the development from Nigeria today, because today was the day they were celebrating the 25 years of uninterrupted democracy. It is also the day, 25 years after the military left, that Nigerians were out to say they are angry. So we are going to be picking the event up today as they happened. But let's start from the last part of what Koolu said from his pre-recorded video this morning. I don't know if you've seen it, or this part.
Is whether we shall lower our guards and fail to defend democracy as the shadow of despotism and its evident physical danger paid. I say to you here and now that as we celebrate the enshrinement of our political democracy, let us commit ourselves to the fulfillment of equally important counterpart, the realization of our economic democracy. I understand the economic difficulties we face as a nation right now. Our economy has been in desperate need of reform for decades. It has been unbalanced because it was built on the flawed foundations and over reliance on revenue from exploitation of oil. The reforms we have initiated are intended to create a stronger, better foundation for future growth. There is no doubt that the reform has occasioned hardship. I feel your pains. Yet, there are necessary repairs required to fix the economy over the long run so that everyone has access to economic opportunity, fair pay, and compensation for its endeavor and labor. As we continue to reform the economy, I shall always listen to the people and will never turn my back on you. In this spirit, we have negotiated in good faith and with open arms with organized labor on a new national minimum wage. We shall soon send our executive bill to the National Assembly to enshrine what has been agreed upon as part of our law for the next 5 years or less. In the face of labor's call for national strike, we did not seek to oppress or crack down on the workers as a dictatorial government of the past would have done. We chose the path of cooperation over conflict. Nobody was arrested or threatened. Instead, the labor leadership was invited to break bread and negotiate towards good faith resolution. Reasoned discussions and principled compromise are a hallmark of democracy. These themselves shall continue to animate my policies and interaction with the constituent part of our political economy. I take on this vital task without fear or favor, and I commit myself to this work until we have built a Nigeria where no man is oppressed. In the end, our national greatness will not be achieved by traversing or traveling the easy way. It can only be achieved by taking the right one. The words of American President Franklin Roosevelt sadly rings true, and I quote, "There are many ways of going forward, but only..."
I don't want him to sort of waste much of your time, okay? I have picked what I think is a little bit questionable, few things that are questionable, and I'm going to throw them to you. I mean, forget about all of that wind-piped jargons. So Koolu said he is currently doing a reform. That is why Nigerians are going through hardship, okay? But you that is watching me right now, in fairness, he said they are working very hard in order to build a future. But in fairness, in the last 9 years, okay, let's take Bukwari out. In the last 1 year, can anybody watching this broadcast please tell us if you know just one or two of where Thiefnubu reform, okay, is actually a reform within your economy? Is it the power sector reform, which you can say, oh, very soon you are going to have 24 hours electricity? Or is it the economic reform, the one that they are floating your naira, freeing your naira, and you know what that is today, right? Is it the tax reform, where more people have lost their jobs and those who still have theirs are being taxed to death? Is that the reform? I've been a subsidy removal reform. Can you beat your chests that Thiefnubu has reformed the oil sector or is reforming the oil sector? That is why you are in hardship. Is it a border reform? Security reform? Tell me exactly what is the reform that Thiefnubu is doing except for taxing and then picking your pocket and borrowing money? Is borrowing money a reform? Where businesses are folding up and packing and leaving, jobs are, is that reform? But do you know something? They are telling themselves that they are actually reforming or doing something in Nigeria. But you see, there is a difference between when you say somebody's reform, economic reform, may create some hardship. For example, let's say when they told you subsidy was gone, and in all genuity, it was gone. They are not paying secretly for it or borrowing to pay for it. And the money they were supposed to pay to those people are now being used to fix your road, to fix the power, to fix critical infrastructures that actually really helps you. But you know that is not what happened. Is it the security reform? Are you safer now in Nigeria? Are you? What reform exactly that you will say, it's because they are now doing something there, they are doing it right now. That is why a lot of people are complaining. What exact reform? Because when they talk about reform, we are working hard. You must be able to point at those things and how they are impacting your life now, or how they will impact your life in the long run. That is how you compare any reform at all. But when they speak all this windpipe grammar, all this word salad, everybody go back to their normal, so they can keep up putting up the show. And that was when they called him. They Koolu, it is time for you to come and wave at us. That's the one that majority of you will remember today. But let's sing this, national anthem of the Nigerian police. It is the Koolu's anthem. Please. Nigeria is a joke, but it was the time for Koolu. That's why I had to play you the national. I mean, who better sings the national anthem than the policemen. I mean, it is kind of like normal that the police will know more about. It is kind of like an old new national anthem. And I have seen some Africans, especially Kenyans, just in case if you are a regular user of Twitter, which is this X, you possibly might have come across some Kenyans, not Kenyans generally, but like few political jobbers from Kenya. As you have them in Nigeria, you have them in Kenya too. But there's something I'll tell you about them, okay, very soon. I've seen few of them, some of their influencers, right, trying to dabble into how Thiefnubu tripped and some assaulted today. But he didn't kind of enjoy himself. And that is expected. Whenever that happens, or any public figure, you know, that gotcha moment and all that, in today's internet age, it becomes like a meme. It goes viral. That's a normal thing. But I've seen some Kenyans trying to tell Nigerians that why are Nigerians so negative about their country? Why are they negative about their president? But let me tell you something. What is happening in Nigeria, the worst of it is happening in Kenya right now. If you are a Nigerian living in Kenya, maybe you should please, let's know how far. They themselves entered one chance. That one chance is that a suit-wearing dunderhead, Gaiman, Ruto. How many of you remember when we sort of celebrated with the Kenyans? When the Uhuru Kenyatas and the rest wanted to use their influence to prevent him from becoming the president. And then the Supreme Court of Kenya stood up and declared the election conclusive, and they declared him winner. Everybody felt like, yeah. But majority of Kenyans who knows Ruto as a former vice president, they were pretty much not really amused. Now, today in Kenya, you see all these taxes that you are witnessing in Nigeria. The same Ruto is in bed with World Bank and the IMF. They are also putting up different bills, different taxes. Companies are also packing, and they are beginning to leave Kenya now as well. So it is now, you see, what Kenyans are witnessing right now is what Nigerians witnessed under Buhari the last 8 years. So the consolidation of that destruction of Buhari is what Thiefnubu is doing now. So when you see Kenyans, because they are fighting themselves like you in Nigeria now, those who feel like, hey, what is wrong? They are taxing them in a way like businesses are being taxed up to 40%, and some of them are folding up now in Kenya since Ruto came back from that World Economic Forum. Yeah, in Kenya, what you are facing in Nigeria, worst of it is happening in Kenya as we speak. The only difference is that they still kind of are managing to get investors than Nigeria. Like they see a few of them were like dropping by. So we are going to invest $100 million in Kenya. Or we are this or that. So if you are a Kenyan watching me, I don't know your language, you. Listen, however you see Nigerians react to the criminals destroying their lives in Nigeria, I actually saw some of you already giving it to them out there. Any Africans, okay, Ghanaians, so Kenyans, so and few of others, I mean, all these South Africans, so they are all going through it right now. So make everybody just mind your own business, okay? If you are positive with your own criminals in your country, enjoy them. You see those ones in Nigeria, there is no peace for them, not to talk of any respect. So Koolu, the demented Koolu was called to come and march. Normally, if you want to do this kind of ceremony, they will do what is called a practice, riaza. So if Koolu was a normal person, it will be there, they will do the riaza under a serious security, how it's going to be, who is going to be where, and all of that, you know that stuff now. But Koolu, Mr. Anyhow, and, druggy and all of that. But in truth, in all honesty, right, we all do trip. Okay, it's just that a camera don't capture all stripping. But when you see a president, I mean, I saw Joe Biden fell a few times. And honestly speaking, every time I see Joe Biden, what I see is just an elderly abuse. Sincerely speaking, if you take politics out of this whole madness, it should be somewhere in a care home where they are actually looking after him. Same with Koolu. But they are president. I mean, they are president of countries, Abi. So I saw Joe Biden fell while he was ascending, descending from the aircraft CS. Or I think when he was climbing it or so. And I was like, oh my God, like that shock. Or if you see waiting Americans take that video too. If you don't like Joe Biden, at some point you will begin to feel sorry for him. Like, there is nothing we Americans no take that Joe Biden's force. I mean, go online right now and type Joe Biden on Twitter or on Facebook. You will see a lot of meme about him, where he's lost and all of that. Right? But the Americans are reacting based on what they believe is the economic reality of their country, and Joe Biden is to be blamed for everything. There's nothing wrong in that. Because you can easily tell, for whether it is economic crisis or security crisis or any of these crises at all that happens in any country or anywhere, your government is involved. If they are not involved, they will be frontally at it to end it. But when they begin to manage it, they are involved. So what do you expect? People should begin to now kind of feel like, no, stop it. So they called Koolu, ladies and gentlemen, since he always makes the whole thing about himself anyway. June 12th, Democracy Day. Then they will make it about him, starting with this.
Essentially received. Now, Mr. President will be accompanied on this inspection by the Commander Guards Brigade, Brigadier General A. Onosanya. Happy View, Your Excellencies. And at this juncture, we take a synoptic look at the resume of the reviewing officer. The special guest of honor and reviewing officer for today's historic occasion, His Excellency President.
Sorry. Sorry.
May God not allow them, may they kill you. So I blame his handlers. I will blame his handlers. And only God knows what these guys have to handle in private. Like you have to handle an elderly, senile, sick old man. I said it this afternoon that what is wrong with the people? Thiefnubu is old. He had surgery on his 2 knees. You see, these two, there's nothing wrong if Thiefnubu has a walking stick to brace himself. There's nothing wrong. If he's on a wheelchair to aid his movement and the rest of, there's nothing wrong. But they always want to appear like they are fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I am very well. I'm very healthy. So Mr. President is very healthy. Mr. Akineko, who are you trying to impress? Somebody who is nearly 80 years old. Is that needs surgeries? Is other medical conditions that they are not disclosing? So why are you trying to make him look, when he walks, is walking like somebody who they are dragging? Because you wanted to show to Nigerians that, yeah, he's healthy. He's not healthy. And there is no shame in that. There's no shame in that. We have younger people who are younger than Thiefnubu that are using walking sticks. There are people who are far younger than him. They are on wheelchairs. It is for their own health. So who are you trying? I've said this many times, but that's my own personal kind of like. So anything after that, I do not have any pity for him, nor for anybody around him, because what you are witnessing there is the greed and selfishness of few people, okay? And they will pop him up for as long as possible until they finish Nigeria. Do you think all the money they are now stealing, they are giving it to Thiefnubu? No, nobody is giving Thiefnubu money anymore. What they are doing to Nigeria right now is that Thiefnubu just wanted to be president. He is president now. And there are those, for him being president, right? It is their own master key to Nigeria Treasury. They are already there. 20.5 trillion naira borrowed in 1 year. They have already printed over 15 trillion, could be 35 trillion. Add all of this together in 1 year. Where do you think the money is? In the pocket of minister this, say that, this ministry this, department that. Money are going in, nothing to show for it. But the debt is piling up. Do you think they are packing the money and putting it inside Thiefnubu's account? All of these guys who are using bogus contract, bogus projects to loot the treasury of Nigeria. And Thiefnubu is there. All he has to do is just to sign it. He doesn't even have to sign. His signature is right there on auto paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. And trillions of your money is gone. Do you think the money is being given to Thiefnubu and putting it in his pockets? Of course not. But you see those ones who are pushing him about, those ones who will tell you he's very sound. If you sit with him, when we listen to his ideas, when we listen to his vision, if you know how he built Lagos, all these praise singers. But whenever it is time for Thiefnubu to now tell us about that, wala awabere, it will become Bulaba, Bala Blue, Blue, and the rest of that. So those are the people. And they always want to make him feel good, no doubt. Like they did for Bokuwari, until Bokuwari thanked Nigeria. They are doing the same for Koolu right now. Okay? And to him, as long as they keep telling him that you are still the president, yes? Okay, good. So what do you want me to do? That's exactly what you have. You have a senile, sick, old, demented, drug baron as your president. So it's kind of like a whole package. So to make Koolu feel better on Democracy Day, since there's no actual direct impact on your lives, maybe you should celebrate this. They said this is the tallest picture of anybody on canvas. You know what that is? Like they print you on cloth like that. Let me show you. They unveiled the world tallest or biggest Jaga bandit on canvas. See an achievement too, at least.
2024 Democracy Day celebration. Once again, the largest portrait ever painted, never seen anywhere in the world. Thank you. Next will be the advancing and review order by the parade. Parade Commander, sir. May I, at this juncture, very, very diligently request the Commander Guard Brigade, Brigadier General Euras, to please request the Special Guest of Honor to proceed in 2024.
So, that was the world largest portrait printing on canvas. And that record, according to Diabo Bakus, goes to Thiefnubu's portrait. They are waiting for the Guinness World Record to award the certificates. Do you all remember when they also mounted the biggest broom in the world, when they mounted it at the Abuja city gates? Well, that didn't last long. I think it was like a few hours later, there was a wind that just dismantled the whole thing. But to them, Igbale, the broom revolution. So they built this big, massive structure of a broom. Now they have that is to make Bokwari feel good. Now June 12 is now about Koolu, just so you know. And from now on, it will be honored. And you know what he did? Those people who he considered as friends, he actually mentioned their names in his speech this morning. But those ones he didn't consider as friends. Dele Momodu was on social media today, and it was like, so all of us, because we are not a member of APC, so we did not, we didn't deserve any mention in Thiefnubu's speech. I was like, Uncle Dele, see, okay. So Koolu was there now as the survivor of pro-democracy. And according to him, those Nigerian NLC, the Nigerian workers who said they wanted to go on strike, if it was in the past, they would have mobilized the soldiers to beat them up, arrest them. But he didn't do that. He let them at their, their field or their trail. However, he also lied in that speech, by the way, when he said, instead of arresting the NLC, he invited them over to come and break bread with him. He said, I shall never turn my back on you. That's you, right? Then he also said, I shall listen. And because he will listen, he is listening. That is why he met with NLC. And according to him, they agreed, they negotiated, and they have agreed on something. Minimum wage that will now be forwarded to Akpabiole. Akpabiole will now make it law for the next 5 years. That's what Koolu said. But there is no agreement with NLC, guys. So NLC don't enter one chance too now. Because Koolu says they've come to go and tell Koolu that they have concluded. The deal has been concluded. Now 62,000. Koolu, the lifeless Koolu, demented Koolu, is believing that too. And the NLC themselves, they said they are waiting for what Koolu will decide. Alaye na 62K, they decide. Even Koolu's own offer is less than the minimum wage offered by Lagos State, Rivers State, or Edo State. They are offering more minimum wage than Thiefnubu. He is probably not have a clue of what they are saying. But with the teleprompter in front of him and the speech there dictating what to say, Koolu said they have agreed. NLC said, no, we have not. Wala mashele, of course. But you surely Koolu we talk say no, the arrest. Now from tomorrow they go begin the arrest of these guys. Just see how it's going to play out. Okay? But before then, for the spirit, in the spirit of June 12, maybe you can all ask Koolu and his gang, the Dokwemu stupid service, to release this young man. This is the leader of the Take It Back. His name is Juwon Sonyaolu. So he was abducted there last night. Yeah, he was kidnapped last night because he called for the protest that took place in Nigeria today, led by the Take It Back guys. Also, you look at these two guys. They too they were also kidnapped, Ibadan and Kano, by the DSS. because they were planning to be part of the We Are Hungry protests across Nigeria today. To prevent that, the DSS picked them up, and their whereabouts are currently unknown. So now that today has come and gone, everybody have come and spoken, and then like, you know, solely today. Everybody don't go back to their houses. So can you please let them go? So talking about the solely of today, here are other few things that I think we should add. That is also part of what happened today. I've shown a few earlier, but here a few others.
Nigeria dry, and there's a need for us to ensure that they are put on the same way as the rest of us. Those are basic demands.
Thank you very much.
Fuel price remains. Dollar comes down, the fuel price remains. I call it government magic. That's what you call government magic. Very, very unstable people. This present government is a government where I've seen a minister will go this way, the president will go this way, and I say the president will go that way. Confusion everywhere. Just like confusion everywhere. That's what we have right now. So we're here to think like that we are against the policy of the present government. Tinubu is not a democrat, and it cannot speak for democrat.
Many of us behind this banner here were the song heroes of this country. That those who are in power for we are saying enough of hunger. We are saying enough of poverty. We are saying enough of corruption. We are saying enough of hardship. We are saying enough of this country of life and property. We are tired. They should provide those who are elected to serve the nation are the ones that will take us. People that are valuing over 30 million naira not getting a living wage for Nigerians. So some of the things they are saying is that we don't want an increase in wages and salary. That we are fighting for a living wage. The salary, the wages that we take over state. Not a broker, cannot carry back the price. The other is that's 5,000 naira. We are saying that workers who are saying they cannot afford and that it's the support of the economy. They were more risking violence on the national because when you play taxes, you're getting hunger, you're getting starvation, it is violence on the people that they can put into power. And we are once again ready to that is a beneficiary of this same process is fortunate that the land of God when we are fighting against immunity and if Abasha cannot stop us, if Abasha cannot stop us, Tinubu cannot stop us, we continue to fight for our right, for our right.
That's everybody just a whole service everywhere. But let's listen to those who are not singing. Deji was there too. Listen.
To intimidate Nigerians, the DSS should not be the one telling people when to protest and when not to protest. And that's why even in defiance to the DSS and the threats issued by the DSS yesterday, warning all Nigerians to stay off protest, we have decided that no matter how few we are, we will come and we will lay our grievances that the country is not working. Nigerians are generally very hungry. The economy is bad. Our legal tender, which is the naira, has grossly depreciated. And that as a nation, we need to do better. 25 years of democracy, there's practically nothing to show for it except poverty and hunger and lack and economic mishaps and corruption. And we call on government at all levels, including the DSS, police, that they should go after bandits instead of criminalizing protests. Protest is an inalienable right, as enshrined in the 1999 Constitution, it's amended. And we urge all Nigerians in all parts of the country, not just in Abuja, all over the country, that you have the right to protest, you have the right to express your grievances at any time, but you should do so peacefully, and you should do so within the ambit of the law. We celebrate the memory of MKO, Chief MKO Abiola, for the sacrifices he made via the June 12 struggle. and will continue to enjoy the leaders of today who are reaping the dividends of where they did not sow. That they should become democratic, they should stay away from corruption, and they should genuinely at all state levels develop the country. Thank you and God bless you. We want to especially thank all those who are courageous to come out today in Lagos, because we know that massive action has started in Lagos under the bridge. We sincerely appreciate the Abuja comrades, although we know that many were intimidated. We thank the few here who summoned up courage to come. Either on their way here and also in Lagos. Comrade Juwon was arrested yesterday night in Lagos, and some of the other comrades in Lagos have also been arrested this morning. Many of our comrades who were coming from the University of Abuja have been arrested in buses, but we felt that we owe them a duty to still.
So that is why, DG, that is why many people didn't come, because they were all arrested. Let's take their word for that. In Edo, this is how they kind of carry theirs out.
If you go, they will kill you. Let's make comments that's here. Because when you go far, if you know what carry, they kill you. So instead when I carry gun, they shoot yourself. Go far, go down. So we will kill our parents. Yes. Instead we will kill ourselves on street. We will count score 1030. So how now? But that is don't do. You can't look at this government. We will hear say that they share us, not the fear. We hear say that they do money, we not the fear. If our mumu don't do, tell them rich one will take come out to go. Say no to corruption. Let me speak to the issue.
That is our Benin people, our Edo people. But as for the Wale Idun, who was also at the venue where Koolu fell, as usual, Otaolong, he has this to say.
Providing nutrition, particularly to the young ones, in providing food on the table of families, and in making life more affordable. And that is on its way. And of course, it cannot come soon enough. So there is the granaries have been opened up, the reserves have been opened up. Food distribution is underway. In addition to that, as we know, we have revamped the direct payments to individuals in order to cover 75 million Nigerians at the end of the day. And that process has integrity, has transparency and visibility, and it's just a question of speeding it up, scaling it up. We know that before it wasn't what it should have been, and it was stopped in the interest of integrity. But now funding is being rolled out that will allow people to take money, go to the market and buy. And at the same time, of course, there is tremendous focus on food production. I think that is the key area to focus on now, because the economy has been changed, has been put on track, but people must feel it, and they must feel it soon. We understand that. And Mr. President is very, very aware of that and committed to that. He's a man of the people. He is from the grassroots.
Thank you very much. And finally, before I let you go, Honorable Minister, thank you for your time. What's the message to Nigerians on a day like this as the Minister of the Economy?
I think the message is that there is hope of better days to come, and in the very, very near future. We are on the right track. We have turned the economy around, and now the benefits are about to be felt by Nigerians. That's the commitment, and that's necessary. That is what must happen, and we realize that under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thank you.
Like, do you not feel insulted, right? When people like this just actually talk without anything to back that? Or is that something that is normal in Nigeria, and some of us who are no longer living in that place are the ones who are weird? Like, we are the ones who are acting strange. Okay, let me tell you what I mean. That is Nigeria's Minister of Economy. Okay? And like they do all the time. We understand that what people are going through, then they will now turn to, we have turned the economy around. How? We know people are facing hardship now, but don't worry, they will soon feel it. How? Tell us what you have done. Oh, we are trying to provide money for people so that they can go to the market and buy food. Okay? 75 million Nigerians are going to be given money. Of course, we stopped it. Okay? But we are rolling it out soon. Nigerians will feel it soon. They will soon have money to go and buy food. That is Nigerian Minister of Economy. Like somebody you want to probably listen to and say, okay, what exactly are you doing? When they want to tell you about investors in Nigeria, Minister of Economy, that should actually be giving you names and numbers. But it's all about, we are working hard. Okay, Mr. President is working hard. All the investors, everybody's just like, they are rushing in. But they didn't face this media, the journalists in Nigeria, who actually don't really probe them. Or even if they make any effort, even if they try to, these criminals will be telling journalists that, don't worry, you will soon see it. As an answer, don't worry. We are already turning, see, the economy, we are I remember what they said, we are turning a corner. Very soon you are going to feel what Thiefnubu is doing. We are just turning a corner. We are doing a baby step of pain. But every day I come here to point out that they are doing nothing. And every now and then they prove me right that they are doing nothing. So every time I listen to that guy, I actually feel angry. Like I hate it when people try to play on my intelligence. You know what I mean? Like, when some people want to present themselves like I'm very intelligent and all of that. All right. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you won't understand what I'm saying to you. Are you mad? If you are intelligent and you can't make me understand what you are saying, then you are not intelligent. You are just a fraud. You are see, I don't know if you live in the UK, you probably have received and then if you are a customer of Scottish Gas, British Gas, you probably have received an email telling you that there is a reduction in what we are going to be spending in the next 1 year on our gas, electricity, and all that. So this started since 2022, just about 2 years after the coronavirus, right? Then, when things got so high, and we were talking about the cost of living crisis in the UK. Nigeria was battling with recession and the cost of living crisis too. But despite our own cost of living crisis in the UK, we were still carrying responsibility of so many of these people back in Nigeria. But we're paying through our noses. Then the government came through by saying, it doesn't matter whether you have money or you don't have money. You would automatically receive a certain amount of money, all of us, to cover part of our electricity bill every month for the social month. I got some. Then the moment the price of energy started crashing, they told us, you won't be paying that much anymore. So in a single year, I have to save more than 300, 400 pounds sterling. That's a lot of money. That goes into something else. That's how you measure whatever is happening. If government is doing something, if the economy is getting better or not, this is how you're going to know. Are you going to make much gain now that you are paying through your noses in Nigeria? If the government says we are working, you should feel it. It's not when they say you won't see it, you won't see it yet. You won't feel it yet. Then these guys told us, in fact, they told us, they said, because of the Russia-Ukraine war, the energy supply to Europe, including UK, is going to be affected. Therefore, those who they have in storage and the ones they are likely going to go and buy to bring to the UK again for us, it's like this subsidy of a thing. Subsidy is gone. When a liter of petrol was at £1, so which means now that subsidy is gone, a liter of petrol could go up as much as at £2. But to prevent us from having to do that, right? So they said, we are going to pay a lot for our gas, for our electricity for the next 6 months. Or it's going to go up again for another 6 months too. But guess what? They were already telling us why. And the reason why that is just to safeguard the future purchase in order not to affect the supply and demand in the UK. So we paid it forward. About 2 years after that, I'm almost paying like half of what I used to pay 2 years or 3 years ago on the gas and electricity in the UK. I mean, I was paying nearly £300 for gas a month at a point. I was paying nearly £300 as well for electricity. It was, I mean, I used to pay just about £90 for my electricity and £90 for my gas. And that skyrocketed that it was visible. But they said it's going to come down. It's still going to come down, okay? The reason why it was going up was this, or that. I didn't have to understand that much at the time, but I was not happy. But the exact time they said it was going to start coming down, the last 2 years, it has been coming down and down and down. And I just received an email yesterday that I will be saving another 270-something pounds a year. So I do not need a politician to come and tell me that I won't understand what government is doing. I have to see it. I have to feel it. And that's how I will understand it. But if things continue to go worse and worse, and I can't really point out or say, oh, this is why it's going tough. And the moment we were able to pass this bridge, we are then going to, that is not in Nigeria. When it goes up, it doesn't come down. You just have to get used to it. Those who can't get used to it, they die. They just die and then, yeah, that's them. So people like Wale Idun, when they kind of talk like that, they sort of get me angry. Because I just sit there and be like, are there no educated people watching these guys? Because they are so confident in saying all this trash. Just words. No substance, no nothing. Right? And they can say it again and again and again. In 2 years' time, Idun is still going to tell you the president is doing everything very well to make sure that, that Nigerians enjoy, the country that has been destroyed for, how many years would they use now? Because they are now saying 16 years without Buhari. So this country has been destroyed for 16 years. So it's going to take more than 2 years. That Wale Idun will say that to you in another 4 years, in 2028. If you don't stop them, they won't stop. Then they will start getting ready to actually, it kind of gets me mad. And I'm glad I'm not living in that place though. So that I would probably have turned to a terrorist that would kind of go after these guys like mad. That's insulting, isn't it? It's similar to this Emefiole's probe. Okay? Emefiole, during the time of Buhari, was working on the directive of Buhari. We saw Buhari, who granted an interview and said, there is no going back on the change of Naira. Because their reason for changing Naira then was because of their fellow criminals like this Thiefnubu, the people who have piled up cash, Nigerian Naira. Like, how could you even bag money in bags and you stockpile them inside houses for next election, so that you can bring the money out like paper and begin to share it to the impoverished people so that they can possibly vote for you again, or you pay them to kill themselves. You pay election officers, electoral officers. Like, you know, that's why they said they were changing money. So they changed the money. Bokuwari said there's no going back on it. Well, Thiefnubu knew who was behind it. But the Lily Liver cowards, including those who are around Thiefnubu, they no bond them where made them mention Bokuwari. They set up a probe to investigate Emefiole. They said Emefiole designed the new Naira note in the UK, printed it in Nigeria. They said Emefiole used 18 billion Naira to print 600 million Naira cash banknotes. They shall put up a lot, but they always avoid Bokuwari. They always avoid him. Boss Mustafa came. He lied under oath. Yes, that's what happened. Boss Mustafa is Babashir Lawal's cousin, the one that replaced the grass cutter, Babashir Lawal, when Pastor Ruga sacked him. Then I don't know if you remember. That's Boss Mustafa. They are really, I mean, you know, they are relatives. So anyway, Boss Mustafa was invited. They said $6.5 million cash was withdrawn from the Central Bank of Nigeria, and it was given to the European election observers. These were Europeans who went to Nigeria to monitor the Nigerians 2023 elections. Remember that the European Union also gave money to Nigeria to conduct election. I don't even understand how this makes any sense. Bokuwari's government, Boss Mustafa was the secretary to the government of the Federation, SGF. So Boss Mustafa raised a memo. That memo was about the election. They said the European election observers, for their accommodation and for their security, they needed $6.5 million. So that memo was submitted to the office of Bokuwari. The minute on the memo, everything was there, like normal way they do their stuff. Bokuwari also minuted on it, expedite action, pay. So Boss Mustafa, they returned it back to the office of Boss Mustafa. Boss Mustafa then sent people from his own office to the office of Emefiole in the central bank on the order of the president. Released $6.5 million for election purposes. That money was released, and it was released to the person sent by Boss Mustafa. And right there from the Central Bank of Nigeria, the money was moved in cash straight to the office of Boss Mustafa. There were evidence of all of this. Okay? But because Thiefnubu and his gang, they were just putting up a show. I told you this is a Emefiole show. The rest is going to be media trial. How Emefiole looted 500 billion pounds. How Emefiole how Emefiole have 500 houses. How they have collected over 300 billion houses or properties from him. All that kind of thing. You will read them in the media. Because they know that very soon you're all going to have to kind of go look for something else to hate on. Somebody else to put your frustration on. Okay? But for the time being, they put up the show, okay, to show that Emefiole acted alone. Now, it is the turn of Emefiole to present his own defense. And for day one, it's already obvious that Boss Mustafa is a criminal. Bokuwari is a criminal. That $6.5 million disappeared in the office of Boss Mustafa. You know what Boss Mustafa said when they presented him with all of this? He said it's a signature, and Bokuwari's signature, they were forged. The idiot didn't know. There were other government gazetted communication, presidential approval, apart from the memo that is minuted on. Now it is now obvious that $6.5 million disappeared between Buhari and Boss Mustafa. Boss Mustafa said he didn't know the person that got that, that took that memo from his office. They mentioned the person. In fact, two of them arrested them as we speak. And the two of them came forward and said, yeah, we gave the money to Boss Mustafa. It was for election purposes. Nobody asked questions. So what $6.5 million was used for 2 days before election of 2023, in February 2023, will remain a mystery. Because right now, the case will just have to die a natural death. Like that of Dasuki. Does anybody know when Dasuki is going to go to court next? Do you know? And do you know why the case against Dasuki also died? They told you that the money Dasuki was sharing was money meant for arms, for the Nigerian military to go and fight Boko Haram. It was an easy sell, propaganda. It worked. The money was, the money that Dasuki was sharing was actually the money for the security vote of Goodluck Egbere Jonathan. But it was an easy one because Boko Haram had a stone to grind with Dasuki at the time. I mean, they have history. They had history. So for the rest of Nigerians, Boko Haram was fighting corruption until they started mentioning those who collected money from Dasuki. Fayoshe, Faoleshe, this one, Shinkafi, Makarafa, this, that, all of this, you know. That's how they shared their $1.1 billion. Yeah, $1.1 billion in the space of 18 months. But the case died when we now realized that Boko Haram, the criminal, was actually an Ogbologbo criminal that collected in cash $300,000 cash. And then they also gave him 2 bulletproof SUV vehicles. After his convoy was attacked in Kaduna, the office of Dasuki quickly sent 2 SUV priced at 350 million naira each. 700 million naira vehicles were sent to Boko Haram because they did not want Jonathan to be blamed if anything happened to him. How many of you remember that time they said Boko Haram got attacked? Boko Haram attack on Boko Haram's convoy in Kaduna. You remember that? That was in 2015. Just about a few weeks to the election. It was part of what later happened to Nigeria, where terrorists took over Nigeria. Nobody knew that it was these jihadists. They were perpetuating all kinds of bombings in Nigeria. Just to let you know that Nigeria is not safe. The only person that can protect Nigeria is a general. The general that survived Boko Haram bombing. You remember that time? They were collected nearly 1 billion naira from the office of Dasuki. And guess what he said? He said he only saw cars. He never collected any cash. The moment Dasuki said, okay, you have all read a lot about me. You've read how evil I am. You have read how I am responsible for the death of soldiers. How I am the one who didn't buy weapons, even though I am not responsible for buying weapons. The Ministry of Defense deal with their weapons and as well as the welfare of the officers. I am just a special national security advisor to the president. But APC, Egbekegbe presented Dasuki as the reason why Boko Haram took over Nigeria. But the day they said that Boko Haram collected over $300,000 cash and 2 SUV vehicles, that was the moment they said Dasuki would have to be tried behind the scene. They said Dasuki will be tried in camera, which means everybody that will be a witness against Dasuki, they are going to cover their faces. Dasuki cannot see them. And the trial as well is not going to be public. That was the last conversation about Dasuki. Until Dasuki started giving birth. Boko Haram spent 8 years in power. Dasuki spent 7 years in prison. That 7 years, Dasuki wife, new wife, Dasuki married. Dasuki gave birth to 2 kids inside prison. Yes, his young wife gave birth twice when Dasuki did Boko Haram prison. The rest of those who are happy that Boko Haram has caught the man behind Boko Haram, they did not know that the Boko Haram go is the one that is in power. The terrorists have taken over. Today, the havoc that the Fulani terrorists have wreaked. When Boko Haram were doing their madness, people were still able to farm, remember? Then the Fulani terrorists came. And here we are now in Nigeria. Emefiole is similar. Thiefnubu wants to put up a distraction to show to you that maybe they are actually pursuing something, but there's no way you would arrest Dasuki for stealing, and you won't arrest Goodluck Egbere Jonathan, the man that authorized all of that stealing, if you call it stealing. There is no way you are going to arrest Emefiole for destroying Nigeria economically, and then you are not going to arrest Boko Haram and his wife and his son and his entire family. That means you're just putting up a show. And I told you from the beginning, watch how this Emefiole case is also going to disappear. Okay? And the rest of you would have to go and look for somebody else. Or they would have to give you somebody else to focus on, not Emefiole. Because as it is now, the proof is that Boko Haram approved all of the actions of Emefiole, including all the funding for it. And in that regard, Boko Haram will have to be invited. You see, what are we even talking about? Obase, the one that is investigating Emefiole, while their investigation is still ongoing. The same way they investigate those who looted Nigeria. Within the 6 months of his investigation, he has been accused of collecting a bribe of over 3 billion naira. This is not from Emefiole. This is from other people who say participated in the looting of Nigeria under Boko Haram. Thiefnubu's special investigator, he met few of them, and within 6 months, Alaye don't get indictments. It be like that of Yaradua, when Yaradua was forced on Nigerians by Obasanjo in the worst of elections in Nigeria history at the time, just before that of 2023. Yaradua came on, and Obasanjo, who was constructing 11 independent power station at the time, power plant at the time, to boost the Nigerian electricity generation and distribution. Obasanjo, who used all his might to make sure that Yaradua became president. 3 months after becoming president, Yaradua launched a probe. First, he first stopped work on all of the 11 power plants because they wanted to probe it. They heard that Obasanjo spent $16 billion Obasanjo budgeted $16 billion for this power plant. So they wanted to know if truly Obasanjo budgeted that. The Army appointed Elumelu, the senior brother to this Elumelu that is a UBA chairman. His own brother is the politician. So they appointed Elumelu. Elumelu, you need to probe the power sector of Obasanjo. 2 years after Elumelu investigation, 2 years into Elumelu's investigation, there is already an accusation of him collecting the bribe to the tune of $1.5 billion. Now, Yaradua, the 3rd year, Yaradua and the Elumelu reported nothing. They just suspended the investigation. That's part of the reason why Nigeria could not really progress on power generation distribution. The man Obasanjo forced on Nigerians, the sick man, Yaradua, stopped the work on it throughout his time as a president. I don't know if you know that. Throughout the time of Yaradua, all of the work on Obasanjo's power station stopped. It was Jonathan that started redrawing the whole thing after 3.5 years. They started redrawing some of them to say, okay, now they can put money in this, put money in that one, and repay this and that. So they have discovered that out of $16 billion, Obasanjo said he was going to spend on power. Obasanjo was able to actually spend $1.6 billion, less than $2 billion. But till tomorrow, you go mass, come back to convince some certain Nigerians that Obasanjo did not steal $16 billion for power. And guess who is the best president in Nigeria? Yaradua. You see how it works? That's Nigeria. Anyway, Koolu and his gang, okay, they would need to either invite Boko Haram, arrest Boko Haram, and then recover all the stolen money. Or they should just pack up this drama. Now, Democracy Day, June 12. I have this clip I want to share with you. You may not like it, but it's all right. Since this is the diary, I want to share with you the first Thiefnubu said June 12. So some of you who saw Thiefnubu 25 years ago, and the Agbero that he was, and the style of telling them that you will all be fine, we take care of you, I will this or that kind of a thing, right? It's not new. But look at Thiefnubu 25 years ago. Just kind of a throwback. It is a throwback Thursday, isn't it? Watch this.
Providing nutrition.
Hang on, no. This was June 12, 1999, 25 years ago. Koolu, just about, just about 6 weeks as Lagos State Governor at the time. Just a throwback.
Perpetually. We thank you for that. But the question is, and the point is today, that without June 12, none of us will be governor and the president will not have been president. We will not have been able to have the democracy that we have today. We thank God for you, for me, and for others. Today is very, very important. I share the pride, the honor, and your sorrows with you. If Abiola were to be alive today, it would be a different story. We know the priceless number of students in Ife, Epoma, those who sacrifice their life. We are saying, I am one of those who are making the promise to you. We will immortalize them and they are materials, and we will not forget them. We understand your frustration. You put us there. It cannot. There's no way. You are being miserable. There's no way a magician can come as the governor or anybody can change 3 years over 12 months. No, it's not possible.
That was Koolu. Give me a cycle. Let's see. Sorry about that. I was putting something up. And because my device is so close to me, so it was making that horrible sound, okay? But that was Koolu 25 years ago. It was, don't forget, in case if you are very young, that was the time they used Yoruba this, Yoruba that. Remember, Abiola was dead. Yorubas were so mad at the time. I was a teenager, and I remember that very well. Yorubas we were hearing the things like, Yorubas are going to break up soon. We're going to leave Nigeria. What they have done now, we are not going to be part of Nigeria anymore. Then the whole thing just changed. When Abacha died, Abiola died. And then they brought, they said, oh, democracy is going to come next year. Really? And then before you know it, you see all these guys that they say they are pro-democracy, Nadeko, this or that, right? So what was so appealing at the time, was that anything pro-Yoruba, you go sell. So these characters, right, they now use the Awolowo, this. So if you are not part of them, we didn't know then, no. If you are not part of them, you are considered enemy of Yoruba land. So if you go and play all their videos, if the videos of all these APC, Egbekegbe members today, the Yorubas among them, if you go and play their videos 20 years, 25 years ago, they were actually demanding, for everything that they are now opposing. They wanted the state police so that we can protect ourselves. Thiefnubu funded OPC until it stopped. You heard him where he was saying, oh, do anime, talk on Tara, oh, do anime, talk on, oh, do anime, because around that time you have to be Omoluabi Yoruba, that is pro-Yoruba. This was the lie they told. These were the lies they told to many, many Yorubas for years, until many, many of us started dropping behind them like, they have nothing in common with Awolowo, not the Awolowo we heard about. And these ones are just opportunists. But some of our people who couldn't really leave them, they just cling on. Like, well, it's a way of life. How for do? What can we do? So then, if you said Yoruba nation, Orile-Ede Yoruba, politicians in Yoruba land were talking about Yoruba nation with pride. With pride. They did not want to, also they made us believe, they did not want to have anything to do with this Hausa, Fulani, no. It was anything pro-Yoruba. And a lot of people bought into it. Some of you are watching me right now, and you will agree with me. State police story, restructuring story, autonomous region of Yoruba story. What about their own share from the Nigerian largesse in the last 25 years? How have they impacted on the lives of Yorubas generally in the last 25 years? That is why you are watching this video. This is who they were 25 years ago. 25 years after, they are telling us we don't have any other country than Nigeria. No matter what we are going through, we cannot speak out against the Fulani terrorists that are killing our people. The people who told us we were Yorubas and we must be strong and firm. And we're so clear because of Nigeria today. They don't give a damn about us. We are now considered as problematic for not wanting to live with the Fulani terrorists. Make it make sense. Watch the other part. Thiefnubu, 25 years ago. Where's the other one? Oh, I found it.
Commitment, but you have to be patient. If you can tell me, any governor in this country, including the federal government, who has created 16,000 jobs in 1 year. I did. I know it's not enough. I did. Because of you. There's no need for them initially. Before you is the fact. So magnanimous in your approach. You raise the point of Morocco. I have sent 30 million naira aside to resettle and that Morocco evacuate. I have done that and they will be settled. We will set up a committee to do that regularly so that we can monitor your progress. I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I thank you for being partners in this struggle. We will not abandon you. We will not abandon Abiola family. We will never abandon Abiola family when we do everything. Thank you very much. God bless you. Oh, God will bless you. God will bless you. Oh, God will bless you. Our Savior will bless you. Thank you.
Solidarity forever. He hasn't started the looting of Lagos then. He was still trying to find his bearing. But he was already displaying the tendencies of a kleptomaniac. Okay? A wasteful spender. If you listen to that audio, that video very well, he was talking to the great Nigerian students. He said he has already spoken to his guys, so the reception will give them 30 million naira. And also, he is setting up a committee that is going to be looking after them, taking care of them. So whenever they need anything, right, they can always come. Those were the days when they were just setting up all the offices. And that was how Thiefnubu used the resources of Lagos State to buy as many people as possible. Many of them would never believe they could become homeowners. If Thiefnubu wanted something from them, he will give them land, he will give them homes, he will give them money. I'm talking about a bag of money. And that's what makes him the Godfather, that they said he made so many people. And he built Lagos. He was supposed to come and build Nigeria, right? And so the cement and water finish. person wey build Lagos, so it reached the Nigerian town, cement finished. Or and so the sand and water, I don't know, something shall finish, Nigeria cannot be built. Peter Obi was on Arise News today. I haven't taken my time to see through that interview and combo, but it is his own June 12 charts. And to him, democracy is dying in Nigeria. He's not lying. Right now, the Agbadorians, you see the Agbadorians, the Abati Diot, the Bad-Stad, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the ombuded slaves, the sophisticated morons, and the voluntary slaves, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all-risers, their uncles and aunties, the patriotic Nigerians abroad, the Abroadian bad idiots, the Abroadian bad stats. Now they are blaming the obedient for Thiefnubu's fall. They said, you, the obedient, are the ones celebrating the Thiefnubu's fall. You are so unpatriotic. You are so negative. I was like, man, this did not turn from obsession to madness. Because before now, everything that is wrong with Nigeria, okay, we were trained to blame the Igbos. If you don't understand what is going on in Nigeria or the situation, okay, just blame the Igbos. It's the easiest. Everybody will tell the Igbos, yeah, this country, the reason why this country is not growing is because the Igbos are the problem. They were raised to say that. But now I think that is now changing. The dynamism of that is changing. It seems the paranoia level, the obsession is now obedient. I saw Bawala, this Bulawala, or whatever is his name, Atiku says spokesperson. He is now Thiefnubu's spokesperson or spokesman. He's been running amok. And I'm like, I'm this thing, okay. So Atiku said, may Thiefnubu get well soon. Obi said, nobody should mock Thiefnubu. There's nothing to gloat about that Thiefnubu fell, or there's nothing to gloat about. Nigeria is bleeding. Let's talk about that. Guess who they have been attacking? Obi. And here is something he had to say. I plan to probably listen to more and bring you more of it tomorrow. But yeah, listen to these parts.
I would say that President Tinubu have kept to his campaign promises. Throughout the campaign, he consistently maintained that he will continue from where Buhari stopped. And that is done very well. I would say excellent. I'll give him an excellent pass mark. And it's very simple. It's chance. Dollar was 460, is now 1,005. Fuel was 238, is now about 700. Diesel was 844, is now 1,415. A bag of rice is 35,000, is now about 80. A bag of beans was similar, 35, is now about 90. Gari was 27.28, is now 49.50. A tuber of yam was about 2,007 to 3,000, now is about 10,000. Tomato basket is about 40,000. That is over 150,000. Electricity is 66 kilowatts, is now over 200. You can go on and on. Our debts, even bread, which is a basic thing other countries that subside, like Egypt, bread, smaller, medium bread was 450 naira. It's not 900 naira. The big one is 900, is 1,005. Our debt, like I mentioned, was 87. By end of last year, it was actually 97. The highest we've done within that short period. Now is over 100 trillion. In fact, this year alone, the government, through the Central Bank of Nigeria, have issued and taken from the system borrowing of over 16 trillion naira. you can imagine the interest at almost 20% is about 3.2 trillion after 12 months. At that, last year, in a period of 9 months, we spent about 5.7 trillion servicing as debt interest on our payments. So add that. So overall, you've done well. Let's even go back to the overall of the economy. By the time he took over last year, we were still the biggest economy in Africa with $477 billion as our GDP, followed by South Africa, Egypt, Algeria, and Morocco. Today, we are number 4. South Africa is number 1 now, I think about $373 billion. Egypt is second, $347 billion, followed by Algeria, 266. And we are now 252 billion GDP economy. It's even worse when you go to our per capita. We are actually 1/4 of per capita of the list of these nations that I mentioned. South Africa is over 6,000 per capita. Egypt is 4,000 plus. So is Algeria. And then Morocco, which is 1,210, and we are 1,000 plus. So we actually gone low. We're coming from a low of per capita of 3,000 plus in 2014. So with every other thing have headed south. Adherence to the rule of law has worsened. The country has been, nepotism is at the highest.
Let's look at
Obi. You and this your statistics. Then our statistics we go shop. Nigeria to miss. That is the man that even if it is just the fact that his understanding of the situation may be different from his application of it, you will never know. And then somebody said, this one is more intelligent.
if we reduce the purchasing power of the people, we can further slow down the economy. Let's widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now, if it is inclusive of Bola Tinubu, let the net get bigger and we take in more taxes, and that is what we must do in the.
That is what we are going to do in this. So they call him, I think it's basically people who just are so jealous of this guy. Sure, you get, like you may have your reservation about him, or like you don't believe all he's saying. You don't believe he can do all he's saying. But in fairness, do you think Nigeria will be what it is now? If it was that, would be honest. So to some of you, that in don't enter, that hatred don't enter you. So go shake your more. It's all right. But you get eyes, you get ears, and then you are asking me, how come he cannot do that in Anambra? I mean, why didn't he do that in Anambra? But now the one that they told you did it in Lagos, the mega shitty, is redoing it now in Abuja. And some of you, out of shame, you just tell yourself, oh, they are the same Charade. Obi that cannot do anything in Anambra. Obi that, Alaye, this is 2024. That is still your reason why somebody like Koolu is your president. You know that. I'm just saying. There could be people who are like smarter than Obi. There should be people smarter than, I'm just saying that there could be people smarter than Obi around the Thiefnubu, but they will never let them shine. Abi now, people around Thiefnubu who are like smarter than Obi that could possibly, if they are allowed to act independently, they will do it differently than what you are witnessing now. You know that. But it is Koolu. It makes you feel better. Anyway, here is an appeal to Koolu made by Sonny.
Mr. President, you have a duty to succeed. If you succeed, we will share your glory because you came from the trenches, you came from that struggle, you come from that period of struggle. Mr. President, if you fail, they will say that those of you who fought for democracy have nothing new to offer to Nigeria. We will pray for you, and we believe that the reforms which you have taken, there is no doubt about it, you too have recognized the untold hardship and the suffering it has inflicted on millions of people. But we are expecting that at the end of the day, it will bear fruit, and people will rejoice and say that the sacrifices that they have made, the consequences of that reforms, was something that was worth all this trouble. Mr. President, thank you for the honor and the privilege, and do something about the Nigerian prisons, because they were the ones who hosted us in those days and in those dark days of the struggle. And on the last call, Mr. President.
I just say make a head down. Okay. So that was him there. Appealing to Thiefnubu to please free the NSAS, free the take it back, detained protesters. So that's him appealing to Koolu there. Well, we report everywhere, and there were so many of that happened today, okay? So as for Koolu and the rest of those, the praise singer around him, and those who are still looking forward to joining their praise singing gang, I wish you good luck, okay? So the Nigerian NLC have now said that Thiefnubu did not promise them did not agree anything with them. So I don't know what trajectory this is going to go, but there are some people who are convinced that the NLC, they've missed it. The fact that they had nothing that they were given before they relaxed their strike is enough to been their own suicide, kind of. But we are waiting to see that. I want you to listen to this.
A state where I'm sure you can't count the number of churches. The numbers are too big. God doesn't even know where to stay again. He's confused. You're building another one for what? Do you know how many agro-allied industries 10 billion can build? For a state where I'm sure it has among thousands of jobless youth. You will build the church, the jobless people will now come to the church and be praying, not knowing that their job is where they are standing on. Why can't we have sense? Or why can't they have sense? What is the meaning of all this? After that, they will tell us that your problem is from Abuja or it's one Fulani man in Aso Rock. Your biggest problem, geometric. In fact, if Abuja is a problem, Abuja's problem in your state is maybe arithmetic. You know what arithmetic is? 1 + 1 is equals to 2. It's simple. Our governors in the south, they are quadratic equation problem. They are. Trust me on this. Is it that when you build that house now, people will enter there and all their problems will be solved? We want to be industrialized. We want to be as prosperous as industrialized nations, but we are not building industries. We are building mega worship centers that are not necessary. And then we enter inside those mega worship centers and be praying to be like industrialized nations. Na sense on I know get. I know they with her. I'm not there among them. Seriously. Nigerian Christians and religious people, including our politicians, they are like a man. God has blessed you with orange tree. No, not orange, mango tree. Mango tree that produces fine mango fruit. When the tree produces mango fruit, what do? You pluck the one you can eat, you eat the ones you can, you sell, Abi, and have money. But our mentality here is that we will cut the tree, saw it into wood, use it to build church. Then we enter inside the church and be praying, God, give me mango. God, give me mango. That's our mentality.
God bless you there, Reverend Oloma. Oloma. Is it called Oloma? Oloma. Thank you. I love this analogy, and that is not a new video. I will just leave you with that, as so many of you probably have one or two things to say tonight. We are going to take calls, but please, if you would have to leave, make sure you like that broadcast before you do that, before you go. And if you are still with us tonight, grab your phone, okay? The next day when I show up, we will be having a chat. So thank you so much. And I will be back. But before you go as well, by the way, sing this. So, Koolu's anthem.
Àtisẹ́tẹ́ àti ń parọ́ tipẹ́ àtisẹ́tẹ́ òtítọ́ òdìmú òdodo òsì mọ́ àtisẹ́tẹ́ kágbádé fáláre àtisẹ́tẹ́ kágbẹ̀bí fáláre àtisẹ́tẹ́ adájọ́ ń parọ́ torí owó àtisẹ́tẹ́ òtìlú ń parọ́ nítorí ipò àtisẹ́tẹ́ èdò.
Hello there.
The general.
Star. How are you?
Maiyegun general.
Yes, sir.
I'm fine, thank you.
And good
evening to you, sir. This is Pola Penga.
Oh, Pola, you've changed that, your profile. Okay. Remember, right? Give me that name when you call in, and I can easily just relate with you straight away, right? Pola Penga.
Yes.
Brother, how are you?
Yes, Maiyegun. I'm doing great. And you?
Well, I'm very well too. Thanks for asking.
Hi, the family and your kids and your wife. Hope they're doing fine.
Well, we are doing well. Thank you so much for asking as well. So
thank you so much, everyone. We are fine, thank God. We are very fine.
Grand.
Thank you for what you do, every day. I keep on praying for you because, honestly speaking, we appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Baba.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, Maiyegun, I want to thank you and also thank to the full house for the support. We received your support. Yes.
That's grand.
And
I think it's something about starting a food business or so, or like, I don't know.
Yes, my wife has been able to start the business. You know, they promised Nigerians that by October 1st, they will start giving us visa.
Amen.
So we said, going back home, we have been here for 3 years, so we can just sacrifice that 4 or 5 months, you know, and we can be able to start up from afresh.
I know. Good.
So right now, she has, yes, so from the support which she gave to us from Maiyegun, and we have been able to put up the food business, and right now she has started the food business, and we are progressing.
That's grand. I mean,
and without this support from this great platform, we will not be able to achieve that. Thank you so much. We are grateful.
We are happy
Thank
to
you,
be
man.
part of it, man. God bless you. Please go on.
Yes, I've been calling like 5 days. I'm having that bad luck trying to speak to you. I contribute.
I thought you broke the code. Now look at you. You've missed out in the last 5 days, but now you are the first caller. So that means you haven't really broken the code. You still have your winning, your winning drive.
Yes. So Maiyegun General. So I want to take us back like 3 days. They invited the Charlie Boy on that is King of Boys in the Arizo.
Right.
Yes. So there's something he said, and I want to quickly highlight that in this house. We're having a full house today. Charlie Boy, the interviewer asked him, he said, what about the common man? Who will fight for the common man? Who will stand for the common man? So Charlie Boy just quickly responded to the lady. He said, the common man, what happened to their legs? What happened to their hands? They are healthy by God's grace. They can stand. They are healthy. They can make it of their hand and their leg. So he's trying to call the people, the youth of Nigeria, both female and male, that it's time to occupy the major roads. The time is now. I'm telling you, the time is now. Stand up and fight for yourself. Charlie Boy said that he shouldn't have died at his old age. No, nobody is looking after him because of the country, insecurity, lack of job, lack of everything. So he's left alone.
There are still so many older guys right now who are in their 50s, right now. In another 5 years, some of their own children too, they are working to send their children abroad. A lot of people are sending their children abroad now. They are actually funding the japa of their children. Some of them don't know that. These children will never have a chance of coming back to see you anymore.
It's true.
You are actually severing the relationship between you and your children. Families are being torn apart as we speak on this japa issue. If Nigeria continues this trajectory, right, many of you will die and you will never see your children again. And they will never see you too.
You can imagine.
So people should understand where we are all headed, though, where everybody is going, so that you can be very sure of the role you are playing in all of this. If you think you are doing me, well, we shall see. Hold on.
Maiyegun, there's another thing I want to contribute. You see, there's one of these pastors, I came across their program. You know, the man was telling people, he said, we Igbos, mainly, we are fond of doing that thing. Because we Igbos, we are blessed. So they will take the children outside the country, very huge, like from 6 years. They go to school in America, primary school, secondary school, university. They will never come back home. Do you know that a lot of Igbos now have lost generation? Their children don't want to come back home anymore. And once the man is aged, they will come to say goodbye. And that is it, they will go back to America. The properties, the man lineage will close.
Everything he worked for, that he thought he was putting together for his children. Abandoned.
The place I came from, my parents told me that charity begins at home. You don't have to build the house in Lagos, build us in America. Meanwhile, your father's house is undeveloped. You don't have any investment in your soil.
Your own soil.
So we need this Biafran and One Nation. They should divide this country region by region. We are tired of this mess. I'm telling you, we are tired of this mess. We are tired.
Thank you.
We are tired, Maiyegun. Yeah. And God will always keep setting you because what you're doing here is going very fast and he's speaking very loud. And I believe that Sawore is getting your message. I believe he's getting your message and he will make a U-turn. He will make a U-turn.
Time will tell. And all of us, they talk, not be just me now, you know. Olapenga,
yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Olapenga, our own, very own, in this Temple of Truth, okay? We are happy to be part of, their struggle, okay? Sharing is caring, they say. Oh, I think I actually thought I had a caller there, but I lost the caller, so there's no point bringing them on again, okay? So, yeah, my line is pretty much opened. And if you want to be part of the chat tonight, you might begin to try that now. I don't think it is so busy now, if you ask me. Okay, so let's see. Right, sorry about that. Give me a sec. That's sorted. So yes, to those who believe that one of the best of the solutions that we believe hasn't been tried, and we are, I mean it, we are desperate to try it out, and that is, let's have a chat around how can we all go our separate ways without any bloodshed. Some said it is impossible, but some of us believe that it is actually possible. If the selfish interest of those who have been chanced enough to force us to remain part of this contraption, if it is taken out of it, it is possible. Let me take this. Hello.
Hello, the general.
Yes, sir. Wow.
It's actually complete irony. Ṣé democracy no ṣe be?
Sorry, who
I be one demo. This is Bishop Adeshina.
That is Bishop. Bishop, I know you are calling in from. Are you calling in from Nigeria right now? Or you are currently out.
I'm in Nigeria right now.
So you are in the best position, okay, to tell us. Ṣé democracy I be crazy demo.
I be one demo the craze.
Demo crazy.
Do you know? Do you know? As at yesterday night, kí àwọn tó fẹ́ wá protest, content tó protest láàárọ̀ yìí, àwọn people wọ̀nyí wọ́n ti lọ arrest àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ nílé látàlẹ́ àná.
I swear.
Because they have intel. Àwọn ọ̀dàlẹ̀ tó wà láàrin wọn tọ́jọ́ plan. Yes. You see what we are all dealing with? We are all dealing with it's a matter of life and death.
At this point, too, Baba.
At this point in time. Wọ́n ti carry out protests. Wọ́n ti lọ gbé wọn nílé látàlẹ́ àná kó má lè protest láàárọ̀. And that triggered the protest very riotous. Ìkẹjà gbóná lénìí. Amidst the heavy security tó kó jáde, people protest and it's almost 75% riot.
Right.
And they could not do anything to them. That is boldness. That is boldness. And I think I heard that there is protest in some other places too. But
they had it in Edo, they had it in Kaduna, there was one in Kano, and I think I saw one as well. Yeah, I think it's Kaduna, yeah, in a few places here.
In a country that has democracy, what will you say is the crime of the people that were arrested yesterday night?
I'm telling you, Baba.
When the Constitution,
if you look at your screen, you will even see the image of those that, you know, Juwan was picked up even before the protest. These two were picked up in Kano and Ibadan as well, as we speak.
And these stupid people picking them up, they are part of the suffering. They are victims. Oh my God, my goodness, my goodness. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
There's nothing to celebrate. There's nothing democracy. You know what I said?
There's nothing to celebrate.
Bishop, I said 26 years ago, when the military left, there was so much expectation. You should be able to tell us your own expectation at that time. Where were you 26 years ago, Bishop?
Yeah, at that time, military, it's like if you are not at that time, sir, many of us, because I went to Polytechnic before I did my postgraduate in university. In my Polytechnic, I were contemplating to finish ND instead of going for HND to go to military. I went for Air Force training and all that. Later, I just had to abandon it and came back to do my HND. Because it was looking as if you are not a military person, you cannot be a successful person in the country. But looking at democracy, the hope came that finally people cannot live like human beings. But it's a disappointment. It's a disappointment since all the democracy is like the animal kingdom.
25 years
even the animal, even the animal right. Even animals they are organized in their kingdom. They are organized. Nigeria is not organized.
Well,
what crime will they sue? What crime will they sue those boys for now?
Nothing. They wanted to protest the democracy.
They want to. Is it not in their constitution the right to protest?
It is.
I was saying in a radio conversation this morning, I said if Nigeria government did not want protest, they should remove it from the constitution. Let it be legal. Then we will know you are not a democratically set. But you are hiding from it. At the same time, you are saying it's a democracy, they have the right to protest. And when the stupid police want to talk, they will say you have the right to protest so far you didn't disrupt anything. But a person that did not disrupt anything, he has not even do the protest. He has not even do that protest. You have gone to pick him up.
And lock them up.
And lock him up. Bishop. And when they lock people up in Nigeria, it's not like abroad, though. You are not coming out free, oh. If God save you. You are not, if God save you, you are not coming out. So people are picked up like that. Before you know it, they will just parade them on TV and carry gun in front of them and say they are armed robber, they are this, they are that. And they will begin to battle with cases.
Let me tell you
that can sentence them to death.
Let me tell you a story that happened during the NSAS before you.
That is Nigeria.
Bishop. Let me tell you this story that happened during the NSAS trouble then. You remember that young boy called Pelumi? Do you remember? Okay, if you don't, I'll tell you. This is a young boy. It was a photojournalist. Okay. So
I remember.
You remember that young boy?
Pictures, right? I remember. Yes, they just killed him for fun.
And now this boy was just, I think he was just about 19 or 18. He was so young. So he participated by just taking pictures, recording things and all of that during the NSAS. Then the police during that raid, they raided him. He had an ID card that says journalist or something.
He's
like
a journalist.
Journalist.
Yeah.
They arrested him.
Yeah.
Then Bolariwa, there's a guy called Bolariwa who openly carried gun to threaten the NSAS protesters. I don't know if you remember that too. In his car, in his Jeep. He was very popular. Yeah, it went viral at the time. Bolariwa. And you see this Bolariwa, because he is a member of APC, right? So he was caught with that gun. And I shared that video, that Pelumi's video, on my platform here, just to part of the coverage of the NSAS. And I remember that guy under that bridge with a gun shooting. This is a civilian, shooting at the NSAS protesters that are just there. You know what he did, sir, with the police? He went to Ikorodu where they locked that boy up, and he requested that they should release him to him. Yes, sir. 2 days later, they found their Pelumi's dead body. And guess what? The police said he was dead before they picked him up. A 17, 18-year-old boy. Pelumi's story is one of the tragic stories of NSAS, and it's not being shared. So talking about the police harassing and raiding people and then implicating them in crimes they did not commit, is not new. They released that boy to people, to the person who go kill him. They killed him. Somebody who was in police cell, they found his body somewhere.
Yeah.
How did he leave police cell?
So that is Nigeria, and this is an information for people who think that they want to rise up to this issue. When they think they want to rise up to this issue, Nigeria case is a critical case. It is like trying to go to the den of a dragon. You don't go to the den of the dragon pitying the animal. He doesn't care about you. You are going, either you kill him or he kills you.
It's one way. One person. It's only one soul that is coming out of the den. Is that you?
Yeah, or the den.
Or the lion.
Or the dragon. Not even lion. Lion has sympathy. It's dragon. Because lion, if you fight a lion and lion sees that you overpower him, lion will leave you and run away. Go and study the lion lifestyle. Even lion will not immediately attack you. Lion will roar. When you fear, lion will rise to attack you. If you don't fear, lion will leave you alone. For a dragon,
Thank you so
much. Dragon, Now, before I go,
yes, sir,
so that other people can call in. What will happen in Nigeria will happen. Other people will rise up or nobody will rise up. The Third World War is already begun. And if you listen to the report of Russia now, our more Nigerians who are in Russia, the Nigerians in Russia, they are telling them they are not going to renew the visa stay. It's either they deport them back to Nigeria or they join them to fight war in Ukraine. Those students.
A friend, a member of this platform, Kenny. I hope he calls in tonight as well. You know, but thank you so much, Bishop. Let me
those students now. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, all right. You see, there's something about this platform. I want people to please pay attention, okay? You see, sometimes you will not know. Normally, phone calls should last for just about 3 minutes. Now, if I engage you or start having chat with you, like, oh, I love the point you are raising, then I kind of like try to make it more like engaging, okay? Then I make it 5 minutes. Some people will be here for like about 15 minutes. They won't even know. Well, I enjoyed conversation with Bishop, okay? Especially if I have people calling in from Nigeria to give us the first-hand information. I appreciate that. Here is another caller. Hello.
Hello, Baba. Evening, sir.
Evening, oh. How are you, Baba?
Adeo, this is Freedom.
Say that again, Freedom.
Yeah, Freedom Trade.
God bless you. Freedom Trade. Baba, how are you today? You speak faster today. Why? You're like, you know?
I speak faster? Really?
It seems so, yeah. It's like you just like, it was like fast. I was like, oh, I didn't grasp that. But Anyway, good.
No. My brother, you're the best. One thing I just wanted to point out one very important fact, and as I'm trying to say it, my heart is beating because what you do is not easy.
Tell me about it.
It's not easy.
You cannot.
What you do.
Thank you.
Damn. Sometimes what you say, it carries so much weight to the point that I will say, if they carry Maiyegun, most of the fans, our brain go gaga, go sick.
People go now. Because una go miss me and I go miss you too. That's why I won't let them. I won't go close to where they are going to use me as a trophy. But trust me, right? If they catch me, I will just tell all of them, say, Omo, una continue una life. Now when you see me again, though, because my crime, they're not going to release me until maybe like I don't know. You know what I mean? I'll so myself know they go near them.
Until they lose power. Even if they lose power, they will tell the next person. They will tell the next person they give power to say like Nnamdi Kanu. That guy, he will release everybody, but that guy no release.
Don't release that guy, yo. That guy is enemy of establishment. He's not my enemy. He's the enemy of the establishment, and now everybody, they're not going to release somebody like this. So they go near them. Sure, you get.
I say I try to talk about my mind. They beat. I say see, I get one funny
freedom,
before.
I don't talk things here. We be say even me, Seth, don't stand in front of my own TV. They listen. I'm like,
you say what?
Gather me. If they grab me like normal or more.
Yeah.
Sure, you get like if I enter Nigeria, right, and I do airports,
right,
and somebody says, "Hey, excuse me, Mr. Badero, are you Maiyegun?"
You say
yes.
You know to know yourself.
Because there is no point in you speaking slowly. Since you don't see me here, speak louder. I can hear you. Where are we going? Because to me, I'm like, all they have to do is just to play all my videos. Even if they just speak where they call Bokwari, Mumumadu, this, that. If they just call them out of all of my videos, out of 5,000 videos, that may even take me like about 3 days to watch. Just my video shouting, Koolu. They say you go die for prison. So I won't go to them. I promise you, I won't.
Baba, Stanley, make I tell you one funny thing. I won't waste our time. I just post some funny stuff on my Facebook, my real Facebook page. I received call first of all from one of my close friends. Like play like joke. He just throw the word. Now one, he say, say we know where your parents do.
Can you imagine?
I say, what did that call mean?
Like waiting I throw, waiting I carry, waiting you throw. On top
he say you there America, we know say your papa and mama dey Nigeria. Shit.
So somebody like you were just like, hey, I don't want problem or leave me out of it.
No, even for them alone, I just had to stop what I'm doing. I say my in-law on the gist with me, and none of say the guy did my Facebook. The guy just say, I almost mentioned my name. He said, come, if you go Nigeria, just ready for airport. Now they will carry you. Nobody will see you again.
But
that one hits me. That's why I say you get. In fact, protect yourself.
Oh, me, my own don't pass.
I could not.
Steve, may I tell you something again? Freedom, May I tell you something again? Because I don't like to discourage people to want to try and be like me, okay? Because nobody can be like me. You can only be yourself, okay? And all I have to make people realize is that if you are doing this, if I was doing this because I was looking for attention, then I would have been scared away, okay?
Right,
so just because I discovered that whatever I am doing, the only people who have problem with what I am doing are those that are supporting these guys. Okay,
correct.
And whether I like it or not, now all of us will still collect. You get
correct.
Whether they arrest me or they kidnap me or police harass me. If I find myself inside Nigeria, I go collect waiting everybody else they collect. So I don't get anything to lose. Now, if my voice is going to be my maybe saving grace in the future, fine. Or I will still do it. But my eyes don't see you. I tell you, I just be somebody say I just over stubborn you. I tell you, people where they talk to me, like you go to a state, people don't want they talk to me. They don't want to make people see them with me. Do you understand? See, all better people they send a message. People they avoid to comment under my Facebook because I'm mad. I actually mad when it comes to this guy. I know they keep prisoner. Sure you get. To say you will be my friend, come there, come comments the problem.
Right.
People go, I don't want me to know say I be your friend. Though. I don't even want me to know say I comment there. Oh.
Wow.
But you know what? Last. Everybody just kind of feel like, oh, leave that Jari. Now, so they do. They no fit do me anything.
I say be exactly.
Or maybe all of us get that mind. So I understand.
No.
All of us deal with that. I have had issues whereby sometimes, now one single comment could keep me up at night. Those were years ago.
Exactly.
I just be like, why would that person say that about me? What did I do wrong? Why would they send me this message? I'll be wondering. Sometimes because of that, I go grab my phone and start texting. You know, I used to kind of post a lot on social media by just typing at the right articles. But later I just overrun the whole thing. Like, you know what? I will just be me. Do what I would do.
Exactly.
If you don't like me, then you can't be my friend. And it worked for me. It worked. Thank you so much for asking, though. Yeah, you have your time. I don't use most of your time.
Don't use my time. I just get two quick points to make.
Go on.
I get 2 quick points to make. Just 2 quick points. One point is just like I just like wishing you more grace or more power to your elbow. And so we talk and those is one with this school.
Thank you.
See, more power to your elbow. That power. There's something you do that I know be that kind of person. If my uncle, now politician, for example, and in the APC now, I can tell you for free, I will support APC because I get something from the guy. Okay. But you are able to stay in the middle such that you know if Obi enter line, go hit her. If Shawore enter, you could go collect. How do you do it?
I know. No, the way I do it is because
you are unique in that.
See, the way I do it is this. I make it very clear that I don't like the establishment. So there's nothing Shawore will say or do that will hurt anybody in Nigeria. Nothing. There's nothing Obi says or do that will hurt anybody in Nigeria. But whatever Tinubu says or do can hurt, can make or mar you. Because they are the government. They have the power to. What they do actually carries weight. So I hold them more responsible. You can see now, I mean, you know me and Bokwari now. What's not called Bokwari? The moment Bokwari is in the picture, I face the person in the picture. Now this person is responsible now. Ola. So because of that, every person who is not part of the establishment right now, even at Tiefnubu, you see, I know too they talk about Tiefnubu because there's no point.
No, exactly.
So it will only be those who are looking for excuses. Then, you know, if you begin to attach too much, there will be too much baggages, and I don't like baggages.
That's right.
That's why they tell people, if you join me or if you like me, do them unconditionally. If you say something where you like now, tomorrow morning, freedom. If you say something where could make you feel like this Maiyegun no get sense, that's me.
That's right.
But that's how I do it.
And lastly, I don't overtalk the time. Lastly, every solution that Nigeria economy needs is not rocket science. It's everywhere in the world. Obi said most of those things when he was campaigning. But guess what? Nigerians think our problem is rocket science, that you need an engineer to fix it. It's not.
People
it's just doing the right thing.
Complicated. If they make them work things out, it's too much. Just tell them you will give them this. They'll believe you.
That's right. See, I want to buttress my point by saying that even Nigerians with school abroad, you know, this Oyibo school, so no, there's no magic inside. The school abroad, they still go Nigeria, they cannot still do anything with it.
Swear.
Even if they make first class in Harvard, they will go Nigeria, they'll still perform the same way. Whereas their mates in America are doing magic with the same pally, not different. But I know the difference. I will say it here now. Anybody where they online, where they hear me, if you think otherwise, call Maiyegun and put this in the open. American government, Europeans, the Britons, the Australians, what they do, they pay people to fail. What do I mean? They will set you up, give you money, plenty money. You go do anything you can in this world to discover something. If you fail, they will still tell you, we still say you try. How much you lose? You lose 20 billion. That's why they have bankruptcy. you can declare bankruptcy 20 times in America. They will still give you fresh money to restart whatever you want to do. But guess what? In Nigeria, for you to even start at all, you go sell your land.
You know,
you go invest all your property and you cannot do anything with it. You will fail and you become like
you are on your own.
Yes. See, what I just said now, I talk for pidgin, but people pay billions to know this in America. They pay millions. Yeah, you pay millions to go sit down for someone to tell you what I talk now. But guess what? Nigerians will still listen to them. They'll listen to them. They'll still say, a lie, I don't know what they talk.
You know, they give them mentor. Waiting, they know they see like this, they know they believe. If they tell them, say something can work, this, that, they'll just be like,
that's right.
Call us when they start working, okay? Please call us, then we'll be interested. But coming together to make that thing work, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think so. I don't think so.
It's true.
See, Freedom, thank you, man.
Make I let people join. Make them contact me, man. Make them contact me, and I'll come back tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
That is Freedom, ladies and gentlemen. I know sometimes the convo can be like that extensive and all that, but I do enjoy it. You should enjoy it too. I know some of you would love to have a program where people just call. You don't want me to sit down here, right? And people call in, and I'm just like, "Hello, Maiyegun." What the hell? What was that? Say, "Hello, Maiyegun. My name is Agbabiaka Janlekuko. I'm just calling to let you know that." See, and I'm just like, thank you very much. Ajanlekuko. No, come on, we need to have a chat, don't you think? Okay, I think I do have a caller. Do I still have a caller there? Hello. Okay, I lost that caller. So now let me go take another one. God that's calling in. So, hello there.
Hello, Mr. Maiyegun. How are you?
Hello, sir. I'm very well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm okay. How is the family?
Thank God. They're fine. They're fine.
We give glory to God.
Thanks so much.
I would want to congratulate every Nigeria for their Democracy Day today. And I wish them whatever they wish themselves. Now, secondly, the bishop that called was talking about police arrests, if I guess him right.
Yes.
Now, Maiyegun, the year 1999, my dad used to be a businessman in one of the states in Nigeria then. Now, my elder brother, the one that came after directly, was sitting in front of the shop.
That's the shop, right?
Yes, in front of the shop. A police pickup all of a sudden parked in front of the shop. And there comes these two guys with handcuffs in their hands. One of them pointed at my brother. Then my brother was a student in one of their institutions in Nigeria then. Now, one of them pointed at him. The police said, "Is it this one?" He said, "Yes." Everybody there was like, what's happening? What's happening? They arrested my brother, put him in the pickup, drove off to the police station. My dad watched it around there. When he came back, he's like, where is it, sir? I will look at you, arrested. For what? Don't know him. See, Nigeria is a terrible place, Maiyegun. Nigeria can never be safe. Now, the police arrested some armed robbers, left one of them, and they're looking for a replacement. When they arrested him, they took him to the police station. This guy's like, what's happening? The police said, "Where's the phone?" He's like, "Which phone? I'm a student. This is my ID card. This is why I go to school." If my dad didn't have money, Maiyegun,
the story is a life trajectory would have been a different one totally.
Maiyegun, they spent money. Even outside that, they took him to court. This man, he doesn't do anything. The last day when we were going to sentence them to whether to
sentence
Maiyegun, the last
I thought by then, like the whole investigation would have shown that he has nothing in there. So they just mauled him there still.
They were looking for a replacement. Which investigation are you talking about? They said the armed robbers were 3. They released one of them.
Definitely, it must be him.
Maiyegun, what we're saying, when we got there, when we were about to sentence them, the last day of one of the armed robbers now raised up his hand. The judge said, yes, talk. It's like, this man doesn't know anything about this case. He said, this man doesn't know anything about it. That was what saved my brother.
Hey.
It's not outside studio. My elder brother, one that came up
me, I have not seen people that this happened to, personally. But you see, this is your story, eh? It's just giving me this PTSD because I have heard few like that. Even when I was younger, Baba.
See, I wasn't born in that country. And myself, my brother, we weren't born in the country. We're taken from where we're born to Nigeria. So the experience was totally different.
Wow.
It was terrible, Maiyegun. They could have killed this man.
Honestly.
Why am I saying this? There's one program going up online. I don't know if you heard about it regarding one church I wouldn't want to mention.
Right.
The same thing happened to one of their pastors. This same thing I'm talking about now. They robbed the guy, put the guy in jail for about 9 years. The guy came out 2016. He's now revealing the whole thing. Did just the same thing. So it's been there for a very long time. How is this society going to be better?
It can be.
How is it going to be better? The whole system is so corrupt. People are not. There's no love in the system, in the society. I think this one is hating on this one. So how are we supposed to live together?
No empathy, no sympathy, no feeling, no nothing. It's just about dog eat dog, where everybody's trying to chance everybody.
Yeah, with Nigeria, yeah. So is this someone said a blind heart is worse than a blind eyes? A blind heart is worse than a blind eyes. Nigerians are not blind physically. Their eyes are not blind physically, but their heart is blind. And there is no way you can lead a man which his heart is blind. There is no way you can lead that person. He's totally blind. He's gone off. That is the problem we have in Nigeria. And it can never be solved. I just pity people.
We need soul searching. Everybody watching this that knows that something is wrong with that contraption should please review our own personal contribution to all of this. Most of the things that some of us actually enabled contributes to all of this.
Yeah.
Closed. Did you call it a blind heart?
A blind heart is worse than a blind eyes.
That's deep, Baba.
That if you sit down and analyze, you will know that is the problem of Nigeria. Most people there, their heart is blind. It's gone off, totally off.
A blind eyes can be guided to move.
The blind heart can never be
guided. It's just blind there.
Where are you guiding it to? The heart is dead already. You see the problem? And that is the problem we have in Nigeria. Nobody is planning to help each other. Nothing. People you are abroad
without anything in reward.
They'll be dragging you. They want to drag you to them. As you are telling them they should change their mind, they want to drag you to them. And you are the one telling them the right thing to do. The person you are helping wants to dupe you. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense.
It is a vicious circle.
They could have killed my brother straight.
And that experience would live with you for the rest of your life. You know that?
Till today.
I could have been killed. Sir, I could have been killed. In that same process too. We were
till today, Maiyegun. Till today, that guy he still has that
you can never forget it.
You will never forget it, Maiyegun. What kind of life is that?
Thank you so much.
Maiyegun, thank you very much. Have a good night, sir.
And
thank you. We really appreciate your effort.
Yes,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much as well.
Thank you.
Stay safe,
Bye. Yes,
nice one. I could have been killed in Akwa Ibom. Muyo, Eket, Oron, Eket, Gogolo developed Pamidano. I was just about, I think I was just about 20. Okay, I wasn't a little boy anymore. I was still a boy. I think I was just about 22, 24. Let's say 20. Okay, I don't know. I think it was like a 24. I don't remember anyway, but this was way back in 2011. Okay, fair enough. I remember the year. It was 2011. And I thought we saw a business opportunity that could be a middleman selling some liters of petroleums to some people. And you know, see, all of us hear about so I thought I found my own calling. I would just be an agent, okay, that looks for marketers who can help buy some supply of petroleum from the depot in Eket. What's that place called again? So I then traveled from Odogbolu, followed the brother. So we got to Eket and they said we should pay money for 33 million liters. 33 million liters. 1 naira profit. At that time, 30 million be like 3 million, you know. It was a lot of money. So I was going to probably get 5 million. And I was like, oh my God, I was going to make so much money. I didn't know it was all 419. We were the ones they used to lure their real targets, Baba. Ogbe Miloli Babalawo, ni Port Harcourt. So those of you who have never traveled out of Lagos, if you were looking for Babalawo in eastern part of Nigeria, now Yorubas, they do Babalawo there. Correct Babalawo, like correct one, there we have stage. They have all of this Orisha, everything there. But you know, say me, I be Ijebu, I could tell fake. Honestly, I could tell fake. You can't shakara me with anything like voodoo, jazz, or anything. I am Ijebu man. So they took us there to go and check if we knew something about the guys who duped us. So you know what happened? I'll tell you the story. So what happened was that that brother that I followed now called his friend and said, okay, he has a buyer. And then we have the seller, we have the buyer. So bring them together, buy whatever you want to buy, pay what you have to pay and give us commission. And I go back to Odogbolu as a big boy. But that was never to happen. Now from that place, I will enter 6 feet. I was a young boy. I wasn't too young, but I was a young man. Innocent. Like play. Papa Ojumi, it was actually by the way. It's not a real money. But at the time, it was money. Okay. So I think it was a 3 million naira or so cash. I saw the money like this. I said, why don't we just all go to the depot and see the oil go before you pay? Or they won't slap me. Or Benin, you be observer. You are just here to observe. Shut up your mouth. Don't. I said, okay, fine. I was the smart cookie in the room. They didn't listen to me. That was how they lost 3 million. Almost 3 million. I can't see how people went mad. Baba, they won't lock me for inside boots. Drive me from Eket to Port Harcourt. Now somebody can say, hey, this one could die inside there. Baba, shall life hard. That was when policemen were already, they told us to take off our clothes. They took us to the military. They don't beat me, but they torture me. They see me put head for ground, take my leg up like that. They said if they hit me once, I could die. And I was so tiny. So of course I would die. I was so tiny. So then the military said, the soldiers said, they cannot keep us so. It is illegal for them to detain us. They should take us to police station. But they were not going after the terrorists, the scammers. So me, my whole life was like already gone, like, oh my God, damn it. Then they took us to this police station somewhere in Eket. So we got there. Now, Nadia, I know, say, all of now for no Maiyegun. You for never meet Maiyegun. They were negotiating my life in front of me. But somehow, I don't know. I was told to call Ijebu. This is true story, by the way. I was allowed to call home. Oh yeah, call your people to come and pay the money. I said, my people don't have 3 million. Even if they do, they won't give me. But I was allowed to call Ijebu. I just called them and said, I'm not the first, bye from wow. I came here, I thought I came here for business. Shishi, I no get to. I said, okay, Kima worry. The rest is history. Sometimes, you know, I don't know if it's coincidence or not. God knows that he needed me for something special in my life. The person that took us, the person that they took his money, that took us to the police station, it was the one who now said, I'm feeling bad. I know these guys are not involved. And I don't want to be responsible for anything that happened to them. because I know that the policemen can exchange them for real criminals. First time, far away from Ijebu. Sir, can I just make another call, sir? Another call. If you know say Ogunde Ijebu true, I won't come up for this place today. Oh, seriously, true story. I'm not saying you don't have your reservation about African jazz. So, don't you mean now? Baba, you know what? Baba told the person with the dope collect his money that took us to Port Harcourt, brought us back to Eket. I ain't drive us back to Port Harcourt, took us to the car park. He gave us money for the transportation. He called me and said he's very sorry for everything. I said, no, bros, no worry, it's okay. I said, I'm so sorry. I know you don't know anything about this. I said, well, it's all right, bros, it's all right. I won't forget, he gave me 500 naira after giving us money for transportation. And that's why I'm a proud Ijebu in that regard. I didn't do anything wrong. I would have been exchanged for criminal. You may never have met me, ever. So that story that my last caller shared actually resonates with me so much. Hello.
MJ, good evening, Baba.
Hey, Babo. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Ake from London.
Sir Ake from London. How are you today, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, my brother. I'm good, my brother. I've been looking at something for some time now on your line. You know, years back, about 3-4 years ago, I used to see some thumb down. Like people that will not like your program, just thumb down. And that time you have not got people that use spanner. So, but
no,
for some years
you don't see that anymore, Abi. It's YouTube removed it. They said some people on YouTube are having depression because they were seeing the number of thumbs down. Some YouTube creators, say me, I'll be guru, whether you thumb down, you thumb up now, it's still the engagement for me. But they said some people were having depression because they have a lot of thumb down. People hate me. So because YouTube don't want people to get too depressed, they removed it. It's still there, but it's not functioning.
Oh, okay.
So even if you click the thumbs down, it no go show. There's no thumbs down on YouTube anymore.
Me, I don't go try after anyway, so there's no need.
No, that's not for you. I know.
No. Maiyegun, what is just, I think it's a learning curve. People have been learning and they've been gaining a lot from your refreshment program to refresh people's brain and ideology. Just like what the last caller said, that a dark mind is better than a blind eye.
I actually said a blind mind, a blind heart, rather. A blind heart is worse than a blind eye.
Yeah.
So that's something deep, sir.
Yeah. And when you look at what is going on in the country now, people ruling the governors, they have a blind heart.
Absolutely.
It's a blind heart because they only see with their eyes open, but they cannot see anything. But their mind is so corrupted, so
dark and blind.
Because you look at what they were talking about with all this problem in the country. They were talking about cows. They were talking about taking us back to 60 years ago, national anthem, that even majority of them did not even know how it came. And so many things, you see them arresting somebody that stole a pepper in the market and release somebody and hail somebody that stole billions, because they don't steal millions now. They are not even stealing naira now, they are stealing pound sterlings and in dollars and so what.
Every available forex, so.
Yeah. So it is better we break down the country and for us to be able to have our way forward. A lot of people in this country, they want to go back home. But you go back home now at your own peril.
Go to boss. Go back to boss.
Yeah. So because when we are getting old, now I'm looking towards my pension in the next 7 years. So where will I go? And
you want to look for
how
somewhere
can
to actually spend your, you know, the sunny, you know, part of your life where you're going to have to like enjoy calm, cool, safe environment. It's not a place where you want to collect your pension to go and pay ransom.
Yeah, and like we that are calling Koolu on your line now, maybe when I get to Nigeria now, they'll say, "Oh, you are Mr. So, you are the one calling Koolu, you are the so, but it doesn't bother me anyway.
They can't.
So, Baba, all I can just say is that thank you very much, and all members of Temple of Truth. I know you are in the Temple of Truth. You have seen the truth about life, about what life is all about, the behavior of the human behavior towards each other, and how people, they don't care about your life, but it's you that have to care about your life. Make it and do what you can do, make your life look good, and do something.
Make a very good example of what you want to see in others. Be the change, be the real what difference you want to see out there. And if all of us begin to think like that, sir, we probably will fix this.
Just like what just like what the other guy was saying, you too. I even escaped being lynched and burned alive in Mushi in 1987. I was working with Nigerian Naira Pools, Badero,
at Mushi.
Yeah.
That their office. What's that place called again? In Mushi, no?
Mushi, Olonshogo.
Olonshogo. God bless you. Yeah. So you actually work for Naira. See you.
I worked with Naira Pools for 3 years. I worked with Leke Badero. They call it Temo Pool for 2 years. And then from there, I got to Nigerian breweries.
So you must know my dad then. You probably met my dad.
I don't. Maybe because you know when Chief Badero himself, because you know it's just a big. I was in the.
Like you are not directly working with him, but I'm saying that my dad. No, yeah, my dad controls their branch in K2, right?
Oh,
so there's the possibility that they call him Boda Kende is Kende.
Yes. It's all like that. Oh, because it's one of the agents. Because I work in the head office. Yeah. I work in the claims department.
Right. Claims department. So he's one of the agents. He has his own branch there in K2 that he controls, right? Naira Pool as well. So he kind of have to bring his own stuff to that place.
Yeah, on Friday night.
He was a very stubborn man. Very, very problematic.
Yeah, it's so dark
like why you would have seen him fight Naira in the office, because I have record of him insisting that he must get something from him, and if Naira is not giving it, the entire office, if it's happening in this office, the entire office will be like for that day. But that kind of day is around.
You know, we are at the first level, at the first stage. I mean, the first building, the first floor. So the claim department, they always lock it because it's a place where people can do fraud. Because when somebody win or won and they don't pay them, they will bring their slip. So we will use the number to just to check it out, and they give it to our manager. Then they call it Baba Konde.
So you've met my dad, but probably it's been a while. And somehow you may not even get the whole picture, right?
And Mr. Badmus is assistant claim manager. Baba Sunday is a claim manager.
See?
Yeah, that's right.
See, so like small word they will say, Baba. Look at us today, right? Well, you were saying something about almost being lynched. How could you, who has a job, ended up being like lynched? You want to share?
Yeah, I was actually, I'm living with my brother at Mushi, Olonshogo at that time at, what's the name of this street again? Mushi, I will remember, because it's almost about 30-something years now I'm talking about. So what happened was that I went to a party with my brother. So it was around 3 a.m. we are coming in the morning. There was, so so my brother and I were going home, and I told him, because I used to smoke cigarette, I said, let me buy cigarette from one of these Malo. And as I was buying the cigarette, and they just light up, my brother was just going. So one guy just zoomed past me. I said, but what's wrong with, at that time I used to box a little bit. So what's wrong with you? Why are you this, that? This, and the guy just running away. You know those people pursuing him? When they come, you just say, it's him, it's part of them. I said, part of who? My brother, before you know it, they started slapping me, they break, but I end up they broke both on my head, they smashed my face, they tore my clothes, and they started dragging me. I'm swelling in it. Today we are going to burn you. Then maybe my brother was getting home for about 3 minutes. He didn't see me. He just came back and said, what is wrong here? Then he just said, my brother said, my brother. You didn't do anything. They said, let me. He said, no, we're just coming from party. My brother, that is how I was saved that day. And they take me to
ask you anything or anything at all. The moment they say, "Nah, him be this like this,"
That is how a lot of people are being killed like that. Without having a hand in whatever. You see, I spent 3 days in the hospital. I have 21 stitches. Even for the past 3 years, for about 3 years back, I still be picking broken bottles, pieces, tiny little pieces in my head. Sometimes I'll see a small swelling on my head. Then when I peel it, then you see this tiny bottle coming up at 50 something. So, and you see, there are so many cases like that.
And thank God you live to tell the story. See, there are so many people who have walked into their death that way. And you know something? Yeah. They are never investigated. Once they burn you to ashes and all of that, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
The only luck you have is if they are stopped before they match somebody up.
Yeah, thank God they knew my brother in that area because he's a very popular guy. So that is why they just. I think my brother didn't come on time at that time. That would be the end of it. And you know what people will say? They say, and despite
the fact that majority that will later know that is not what happened, the only thing they will keep saying is that that bomb with them killing brother for that under bridge. In brother, they say in brother be armed robber, but some said it's not him. Others said not him, but and
that is why I always thank Oleke Badero. They call him, he has famous fools because I end up working with him for another 2 years before I joined Nigerian Euras. He's late now, he died 2 years ago in Nigeria. And his son, Tayo Badero, and Mosun, that's what they call Temos, Tayo Mosun, Temos fools. And the guy is a very good man to me. He really helped me because he's a very good father. Anyway, that's one of those things,
Thank you so much.
They are very good family, and to be sincere. And when I just get across Maiyegun General, and you say Shola Badiru, is this the Badiru? And I asked you about 2 years ago, are you the same to you that you explained the whole thing? So the Badiru family had done me well. And I will never forget that. And here you now bringing me, you make me get a degree, even a PhD, in opening my mind and how I was able to use it to help a lot of people. Even recently, I use it to settle a discord between our family that would have resulted into a big trouble. But I used the intelligence gathered from you. And I was able to speak to both parties, and they always, thank you, thank you. Even my brother, who is the professor, is a Badonian. He said, I don't know, you have a brilliant brain like this. I said, you think see the family?
Psyche. God bless you.
Yes, thank you so much. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. You see, what you just did there is to remind all of us that, in life, right? If we do know better, the best thing for us is to do better. Everybody who comes here all the time, we should all try in our private life to be better. Then we all know our shortcomings. We all know where we would love to improve so that we can be a better person. That's what this platform try to preach. Okay, we are not moral teachers, we are not moral judges, but we encourage people that once you know better, please do better. Saike, let me take my last call. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, for sharing this. Okay, enjoy the rest of the evening, sir. That is a Saike, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking my last call, possibly tonight. So, before I speak to my caller, I am just going to implore us again, just for the last time, okay? Maybe second to the last time, right? Take a moment and go like this broadcast. Go under the video, thumb up, like it, share it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so that you won't miss anything ever. Hello there.
Yeah, Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ejikeme from Sweden.
Oh dear, Ejikeme from Sweden. Baba, how are you this evening?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm very well too. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Maiyegun. Thank you. When I hear about this, these wages, they want to, this negotiation of the labor and the minimum wage, they call it minimum wage or whatever, I just feel sad about people that are working in Nigeria. Is it 62,000 or 65,000 or whatever?
62.
Yeah, but let me tell you, let me just give you one example. My mom, we stop her of working, and we stop her of selling things and selling tomato and all this. We said you have tried, now you have to rest and let's get the body. Yeah. So we started giving her, as of that time, we started giving her 20,000. From there it goes to 30. From there it goes to 40. Now we are giving her almost 100,000. Just my mother. Just her alone.
She doesn't have bills or anything, just to take care of herself from
just
that.
Just her alone. And not that the hospital bills is included. Just for her food.
Just a meal.
Yes, just for her food alone.
Food for also for your mouth, though.
And still yet, we can't. Sometimes we Mama, the money is too much. What are you doing? We count one by one what you do with this money, my brother. And they found out that this money is nothing.
It's nothing.
Maiyegun is nothing. And they are talking about giving Jesus Christ.
Maiyegun work for, out of 30 days, work for 22 days,
Nigeria will not be good. Nigeria will not be good. But let me close with this, Maiyegun, because the person who called you concerning how the police they wanted to kill his brother. Maiyegun, this guy just wake me from sleep.
See?
He woke me.
You want to share your own experience too, right?
He woke me. Yes, please. Let me just share.
You have the time. I'm with you, please.
Yeah. Maiyegun, because I just want to cut it short so that, another person can call or something like that. During the time of Operation Sweep, during the time of Operation Sweep, somebody gave me money. He said, because I have a lot of friends who live abroad. So one of them gave me money, said, go home and purchase a land for me. Then I went home and I told this guy, I'm going to call you something like on Thursday so that I can tell you how everything has went. That time in Nigeria, we don't have this mobile phone. We have this, this phone, you slot a card on it. You slot card,
like
400
phone at the time.
Yeah, you slot one card on it.
I think it's a Nitel pay phone. You have this card, you have to buy some minutes on it.
Thank you.
If you run it out, you have to go and buy another one. I think I remember.
Yes, Maiyegun. So when I went to the east, I bought the land for this guy, and we already make agreement that I'm going to call him so day. So when I came back to Lagos, I have already 400 units that I have used a little bit. So then when I got to the Nitel Ikeja, I bought another 400 units. So I was just waiting for the time to call him, because the time to call him was 9 o'clock. So I was just waiting. I went outside and I sat down there, because I was not feeling fine when I came back from village. So somebody just pointed hard at me and called the security there to search me. They searched me and they found out. They said, "What do you come here to do?" I said, "I came to make call. Where is your card?" I said, "This is the card. I bought one right away here. I have one already." They said they want to try this card if it's working. I said, "Okay." They slot this card. One is 400 units. I haven't used it. I haven't used it at all. The other one is another 400 units, but I have used it small. So on looking at me and searching me, they found I was having keys. They asked me, "What do you do with these keys?" I said, "I have a shop and I have my house. This key you see is my shop key and my house key." They say, "Oh, this key is too much." I said, "But I have to lock my shop and my house." Okay, but the unfortunate thing there, Maiyegun, is, I think everybody that comes from Nigeria will identify with me. There's this locker in the house. That they write the key diamond.
Right.
We do have cupboard at home or in the shop with this little key. You can close it with.
I get you.
Maiyegun, unfortunate to me, this little key, they just try to find something. They use it, and this
Just
little key opens.
you and maybe use
The
that
little key opens a car. You open the door of a car. Oh Jesus! Come and see.
Automatically, they say you are a car snatcher with a master key.
Maiyegun, come and see beating. They beat me. They hand me over to Operation Sweep. They took me to Area F.
Hey.
They beat me. They put me in Area F. They put me in.
Even the police, yeah.
Maiyegun. So they took me to Area F. They beat me in the station. They put me in prison. The prisoners, they helped the police to beat me the last beating. So Maiyegun, after 2-3 days, they brought me out. They start questioning me again. They hung me up. Maiyegun, if I meet you, I can still show you the handcuff. They hung me up and they beat me, Maiyegun. They beat me. Police beat me. Maiyegun, in Nigeria, after beating me, the police, they bought water and food for me to tell you that I am on the point of death.
So chop small so that the beating can continue.
Yes, they bought pure water and they bought food for me. Because they know that if this guy don't eat anything, he's going to die. Maiyegun, I'm almost, if not God, Maiyegun.
So sorry.
So after the whole thing, they put me in prison again. I was there for 1 week before they told me. I told them, "Please, this key, I have something doing with it. I have never tried this key in the car one day. Never in my life. I don't even know that it opens a car." So they said, "Oh, if you have money, we have to do investigation. You have to put fuel in the car, blah, 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 blah." I said, "Okay." They drove to my shop. They made, all this kind of protocol. So they brought the keys I have in the shop. They try it. They all opened there. They say, "Okay, now we have to go to my house." That locker there, they opened it. They found out I was using this key for something. It's not that I just put it there.
Not like a random key.
No, I was using it. It's there. The cupboard is my house. So then they use it. They do their protocol. They ask me about some properties I have. Where is the receipt and other things? Maiyegun, upon this thing, I spend money like hell on it. Something I knew nothing about.
So sorry, Ejikeme. There are so many people who went through this, and some of us who have all this trauma about Nigeria.
If anybody survived that country, you thank God. After the incident, my friends told me, you have to leave that country before you die. Yeah, that was when I made up, because as of that time, I was doing well. I don't want.
You have no reason to say you want to go abroad.
Yes, I have no reason to go abroad. I have no reason to go abroad. I was doing well. After the incident, my friends told me, you have to leave the country. That was when I said, now I have to leave. Yes.
Ejikeme.
Maiyegun, Nigeria, I don't know. That country, I don't know. But
you know something? Every individual watching this broadcast this evening, I can say this boldly, more than 90% of us watching this program this evening, we all have one horror tale that we survived of coming from
Maiyegun. When things are happening there is churches everywhere, Maiyegun. If you go to the street of Nigeria, you cannot even know this person goes to church at all. Where are the people who goes to church in Nigeria? Where are the people who goes to mosque in Nigeria? Because it's like, Maiyegun, let me just say good night.
Thank you. Ejikeme, you've done well. Enjoy the rest of the night, okay? Thank you so much. Okay?
Thank you. Yeah. God bless you.
Yes, sir. So that is Ejikeme right there from Sweden. So I'm going to say thank you to every one of us again. We've had a very wonderful day. We've shared a lot this day as well. So please, if you enjoy this chat this evening, or like always, and you haven't really subscribed onto this channel, please do it now. Guys, do you know that I am just about 5,000 away from getting our first click for this YouTube platform, right? That is the 100,000. And I'm thinking we could possibly get that before December. Before that, Abby. Yeah, this is the Temple of Truth. I am the GO, which is myself, the Maiyegun General. Thank you for all your time. You know something, you could have chosen to be somewhere else, but you choose to be here with me, all of us, all the time. So I say thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and you all have a wonderful night. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ̀rẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ̀bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ̀rẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ̀bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́. Ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ kùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o. Ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off the mic. It's okay.
She
Off the mic. Off the mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not.